So, I've been requested to give a recipe for a base gravy, restaurant style base gravy. See, in our restaurant, we do 4 different type of base gravy, which I will give. But at home, if you want to do a base gravy, see, maybe more than 6 out of 10 curries in the restaurants, they have a 60% onion, 40% tomato. So that's what we're going to do here today. So I've got about 600 grams of I think about 800 grams of onions. I've got about 300 grams of tomatoes, and I've got another 300 ml of the tomato puree. The reason I'm doing that, I wanted to have 2 different types of tomato taste in that, because it will give a significant taste to the curry. To start with, I'm going to add about 100 ml oil. So we need a lot of oil. So this base curry you can prepare within 30 minutes, so you don't need hours and hours of cooking, because when you're cooking at home you don't need to be spending hours just to cooking this base. So try this at home. To do that, you can add bay leaf. Got some bay leaf, so I just add some bay leaf and add the ginger. So I've got about 2 inch ginger goes in it, and add the onions. So I'm going to cook the onion until it's light golden. So I'm going to keep it on high heat all the time. So fried onion for 10 minutes. Add the garlic. Try not to add too much water for the tomatoes. Cook the tomatoes until it softens. So that's one done. I've got melon seed and the cashew nuts, half and half. The reason we use melon seeds is it gives you the nutty flavor without making the curry creamy. So I'm just going to add some warm water, soak it for 10 minutes and boil for 10 minutes and blend into fine smooth paste. So meanwhile the tomatoes are softening. Now the tomatoes are softened, I'm adding the tomato puree. See, salt, I'm not adding any salt or any coloring at the moment, because I'm going to add everything later. So I'm going to simmer this mixture for 10 more minutes. So altogether the cooking time for this is 20 minutes. We're going to blend it into fine smooth paste and simmer for another 20 minutes. So this is enough to make curry for about 6 to 8 people. So yeah, just all soften. Yeah, now I got the tomatoes and onion blended into fine smooth paste, and I strained it. The same thing I did with the cashew nuts and the melon seeds. So to start with, you're always going to need a generous amount of oil. So I'm going to take about 100 ml. So I'm going to add a bay leaf in, and in this little bowl I've taken half ginger paste, half garlic paste. So the ginger paste going first. Now add the garlic paste. This is a technique I'm going to show you today, how to cook the ginger and garlic paste. See, when you have a lot of oil, you want to make sure the ginger and garlic cooks and it doesn't have the raw aroma. So 2 ways you can do is just cook it particularly at least 30 seconds on high heat first. It will form into lumps, but you can smell the spoon, you can taste the garlic and the ginger rawness. So and when it starts forming the lump and you start releasing the oil, that's when you're going to stop cooking and we're going to add the spices. So I've taken 3 teaspoons of the Relish spice mix, base curry sauce mix. There you go, this is what I mean. It will start forming as lumps. So from now it's been about 40 seconds and I don't smell the rawness of the ginger and garlic anymore. So this, I've soaked the spices in water for about 10 minutes. So that way when you add the spices into the oil, it doesn't burn and it doesn't have the bits, so it fries really well. So this is if you like to add the food color, this is when you need to add, you know. So I'm not going to add any food coloring to the base sauce because the dishes, then all of them will look exactly the same, the red. So we can always add the coloring later on. So if you're doing just the tomato base, you can add the coloring, so that will be red. If you're using onion one, just onion, you can add the turmeric, that will be yellow. So that way you can create different colored dishes later on. So there you go, you can see the oil starts oozing on the getting on the side. That tells you the ginger and garlic cooked, the spices cooked. It's been about a minute and a half now. It's time to get the onion paste in and the tomato and everything in. So the restaurant-based curry sauce in India, they like to add as less water as possible, then add the stock while you're cooking, and then you know, that way the cooking process and the base sauce cooks quicker. If there is water, until we get the right texture, the tomatoes and onion will not cook. So look at this, like such a really nice thick paste. So now I'm going to simmer this for about 15 minutes on high heat, but I'm going to keep stirring in regular intervals because we don't want to you want to make sure it doesn't burn. Just keep on the side and in the middle. Go round and round and round, round and round and round. I recommend not to put any lid. What happens is if you put the lid, the steam collects and then it becomes water and gets back into the pan. We don't want that. We want to make sure it releases as much moisture. You can see it's becoming like a thick paste. Now it's been about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to add the cashew nut paste, and that will give the curry really the nutty flavor. But after you're adding the cashew nut, just simmer it for 10 minutes, but make sure you have to keep stirring. Look at that, the consistency of the sauce has become so thick. That's what we're trying to get, you know. We don't want to make the sauce too thin, we want to keep the sauce thick. So when we add the chicken and water and stock, then we add the base and then just simmer it for a few minutes because the sauce is already cooked. So we really don't want to cook for too long. This is how the restaurants in India work. So it's been another 10 minutes simmering. It's a patient game, but trust me, it's worth every penny. Look at that, the creamy, really thick paste of gravy. So it's got hint of tomato, hint of onion, hint of garam masala, but all cooked. None of them feels raw. That's what we need to achieve. We don't want to feel any of the onion and the tomato, the cashew nuts. Nothing should taste raw. Everything should taste cooked. So that's what makes the base. So you already have the sauce. Everything is completely cooked. Oops. That's it. So you can see the texture of the base. It's like a really, really thick paste. So that's what you want. And I'm just going to show you. Look at that. That's our base. So that much should be enough to make a curry portion for you. So that's why it's it makes about 8 portions of curry, because you're going to add the chicken, you're going to add the stock and everything. It would be just perfect. So you can freeze it once it's all cooled down. The Relish spice mix is unique. The reason I say unique is we used to make this blend just using the spices which is used in 9 out of 10 curries. So all the spices we used in this, used in 9 out of 10 traditional curry. So that way, when you add this base paste to the curry sauce, the base sauce, and we prepare a curry, it doesn't feel odd. So you have, but it's all subtle, it's very, very gentle, it's mellow. So it doesn't overpower your actual curry. So you want to do the jalfrezi. You add the onions and peppers and garlic, and you can make a jalfrezi out of it. You can make a kadai out of it. You can make a chicken masala out of it. You can make loads of many different type of curries like a pasanda out of it as well. So the relish base mix, order it. So it's enough to make curries up to 20-25 people. So just one box, you can make enough portion for 25 people. That's all you need to. So visit currykingvinny.co.uk and order your relish base garam masala mix. Trust me, it will make such a easy, tasty base sauce. You are halfway through there before you create your beautiful curries. Cook at home with these as easy as 1, 2, 3. Hope you enjoy the video and have a nice day.